Hi everyone, welcome once again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to attach AWS IAM role to an existing running EC2 instance. Right, before we go in, let's give ourselves a scenario. Okay, so you are part of a team, let's say a cloud operation team, that have been received a request from development team that they have an existing EC2 instance running, but what they want to do is they want this EC2 instance to be able to have a secure connection to the instance, by that to be able to SSH using session manager, and also they want this EC2 instance to be able to have access, read only access to S3 bucket. So that is the situation. How are you going to deal with this? So you have two options. The first option is to create what we call IAM user, okay, add what we call secret key and access key, attach policy or what we call permission to this user with the right permission, which is S3 read only, and then what we call the session manager instant call. So you got that. But if you do it that way, what you need to bear in mind is you are the one in charge of the secret key and access key. You need to make sure these things are safe at all time. You're not gonna expose this to any bad actors or anywhere. The bad thing is if this thing get exposed, okay, any bad actor can also assume that role and perform the action. Another one is you need to be able to rotate this key at all time. By that I mean you have extra responsibility of managing this. Another option is to create what we call IAM role. By that, you don't need to manage any keys, you don't need to rotate any secret key or access key. The instance need to assume a role at that particular point in time, or have a session, what we call a session that the instance can assume within a specific frame of time. Once this instance assume the role, perform the action that it needs to do, then those keys or those permission will be aborted. Okay, so this is the best way of doing it. That's why we say you don't need to manage any access keys. We are going for what we call IAM role. So what we have, the instance is running, we have our policy already created, which has been attached to an existing role. All we are asking is attach this role which has the right permission for this instance to be able to do what it needs to do. Okay, so straight away, let me log into my console, and again, I'll walk you through how you'll be able to do this. Okay, let's go to my AWS console. Back in my console. So this is the instance running, belong to the dev team. The instance has no permission to be able to do anything. So how do we handle this? Okay, first of all, there is an existing role which we are going to give it to this instance. Okay, it's a trusted relationship. The instance EC2 is going to assume a role. Once that role is assumed, the instance will have this permission, which is S3 read only, and then session manager. Basically, you'll be able to do what we call secure connection, like SSH, basically. Okay, that's what the instance is going to do. You'll be able to list bucket, read them basically, and then be able to SSH. Right, how do we attach this? So we go back to our instance here, and what we need to do, you go to action, you go to security, modify security. Bear in mind the instance doesn't have any IAM role attached. If it has and you want to change it, you can update it. But again, here you can create the role, okay, whilst you're doing it. If you don't have it already, okay, you can create it whilst you're doing it. So for our case, we have the instance, we have the role, which was the dev instance. Okay, that's the role. And then all we need to do is to modify that role. So I click on update IAM role. Okay, so when you go back to security again, modify, and you see the instance or have this role attached. So if you go back to that, the instance will be able to SSH and will be able to have this permission, which is a policy written in JSON. Again, if you're not sure how to create role policy and understanding of the whole things, I have separate video detailing how to create roles, explaining policy permission, and so on and so forth. So please subscribe to this channel, go into my videos and be able to have access to all those videos that I have published out. Again, subscribe, comment any video that you want me to do. Please put it in the comment section and I'm able to respond and put those videos together. Again, like them and share with your friends. Okay, what I will say is happy learning. See you in the next video. Bye.